All right, so kind of unfortunate because I just recorded a 20-minute video analysis, and my cats were being funny and cute. And here's one. Say hi. Right. So they were like being super sweet and super purring. So it was kind of cute. Let me put my focus on Do Not Disturb. So yes, it realized that it was connected to my headphones, and the quality of the audio was shit. So we're gonna try it again. This is the eighth. This one is a little dark, so I'm gonna go. I spent a lot of time so there you go. Now it's muted. Now it's muted. So don't worry if you make it through here. Just realizes that the audio on the video is on. So thank you for being here. So let's take a look at this really quick. So the first thing we see here, D, we talked about it. See how early the blade is getting. Honestly, D, I think it's your side might be starboard. Wanted to try you on port today, but now that I'm looking at it, starboard might be a better option. In all honestly, I think that port it's a side that we can still working on, and we can still try, but you're a stronger rower on starboard. The other thing that I wanted to look at is Jim. A little bit of bounciness at the finish, not bounciness, but a little bit of, I don't think I can like explain it frame by frame, so I hope that it makes sense. Looks like it could be a little bit smoother. I think it could be a little bit smoother. I think it could be a little bit more like, it looks like the drive is like you kind of go to the catch, you kind of place the blade, and then you pull a little bit, and then you finish the drive by boom. Like there's a lot of movements. I mean, you're feathering with the inboard hand and releasing with the outboard, but I think that it could be a little bit more cleaner. Arms look better, more elastic. Because the boat is falling to starboard, I was like, oh, Rob, you're finishing really low, but the boat is falling all over the place, so don't blame you there. I also want you guys to take a look at this frame. See the position of the bodies, the hands away, how different they are. Take a look at this, save it in your memories, take a screenshot, and understand how important it is for everybody to do this motion. Understand it, please, because why does the boat fall? Why we complain the boat is falling to starboard, the boat is falling. We need to row together better. Because here at the finish, we're kind of meeting at the same time, but then at the hands away, body over, we have all kinds of different speed. I'm not seeing micropause. I'm seeing the gather and then doing the hands away, body over at the same time. Hands away, body over at the same time. That's probably the most important sequence of the stroke. That and the first part of the drive. Because here, if we're not able to control the hands away, body over correctly, if we don't do it at the same time, and it's a little bit messy. If we tap down too much, if we tap down too little, if we go around with the hands too much, that's when the boat is falling. That's when the blades are touching the water, and that makes the boat slow down. So I just want you guys to pay attention on the different strokes that we have. One was a little better. Let's see here. We're a little over the place. Okay, so again, I'm no magician, I'm no wizard. I cannot see a boat and be like, oh, now you're gonna have the boat set biddy baddy boo. But I can tell, there's a lot of issues here going on. That's why the boat falls. So we need to be a little bit more aware of our technique. I know I'm annoying. I know that you guys want to do distance. I know that you guys want to go hard. You want to put a workout in, but if we don't row well, it's going to be quite miserable, okay? Let's start with stern. Jim and Rob rowing pretty well together. I like what I'm seeing. Um, Again, we talked about Jim a little bit of kind of bouncing a little bit. At the finish, I would recommend you, for the sake of your ribs, be a little bit smoother. The position on the catch, there's a drop here, but I like this one a lot. I think that this one is a pretty good posture there, because it's pretty horizontal right there. Rob, again, we're working a little bit on the elastic arms, so I know that you watch the videos. I know you're working on it. Again, always a little bit more legs rather than body would help us out a little bit here. AJ, take a look at your legs, compare with Rob and Jim. See how like they're almost down. It's getting better though. There's some strokes there that were pretty good today, and I can tell that you're watching the video, so thank you, AJ. But keep working on that feeling of suspension. Keep working on that feeling if like, oh, you're gonna have somebody in the back of in the back, like kind of like pushing you. That feeling that, you know, we're lifting a really heavy weight, a really heavy deadlift, and we cannot lift it only like by doing the legs and then bringing the arms. So we want to kind of engage our core, right? And we want to lift together. We don't want to do like, not with the back, but more with the core. So I would just say enjoy the drive a little bit more, but it looks better. I don't know if you can see that one. If you guys saw the video that I shared on the chat, you guys can see there that there's a little bit of a bend there, a little bit of a twist with the wrist, but again, it's getting better from what we saw a couple of weeks ago. I'm really picky about this. Even Jim, I can see now a little bit of twisting, but not too bad. We want to keep that wrist nice and flat. We don't want any movement on that outside wrist, okay? We just want to tap down with the forearm. Let's take a look at here. Mr. Brent. I like the suspension. I like that you're keeping your arms straight, Brent. I would say probably I would say the posture probably is still a little bit of like me. A little bit more suspension. But not too bad. A little bit deep on that stroke, but again, the set was falling a little bit. The release. Not bad. And I would say, again, I think that for you, Brent, right now, the focus is on doing that of course sequence a lot, doing like a lot of like, you know, pushing with the legs, squeezing with the legs. Okay. Run. A little bit of rolling it in here. I don't know if you can see you starting the drive and the blade is still going to the water. The seat is starting to move and the blade is not into the water. So that's rolling it in. Hi, Sammy. Sorry, I had to pet my cat. So see here, rolling it in a little bit. We're gonna take a look. I took some video from Starboard, but we're gonna take a look at that quite quick a little bit. Better with the drive run. I can tell like you're engaging the drive a little bit more. You're not shooting that slide that much. Sammy, off the table. Trying to eat my food. So I can tell the leg drive has gotten a little bit better. So I like that, and a little bit of twisting with that wrist, a little bit of like giving gas to the motorcycle on that outside wrist right there. Arthur. Again, if we wash out from port side, the boat is going to fall to starboard. So really important to finish high, bury that blade all the way in. making sure that, you know, the blade is buried the whole way. And then Arthur, look how low your hands are. They're almost touching your quads. So right here, we get the blade out the water. And I think that I still would like you a little step down. I think that that's a lot of like hand movements. And then let's take a look here. Not bad. A little bit like, you know, twisting the head towards your side, towards port. Suspension looks pretty good. But no, that one was pretty good. So yeah, we want to keep an eye on that. Okay, Arthur, keeping an eye on the top down, keeping an eye on like the bounciness at the finish. Let's take a look at normal speed here really quick. See how quick we exit. Like, it looks like there's no finish at all. We want to make sure we meet. We don't want to pause. Don't get me wrong, we don't want to pause, but we want to gather and go. This bounce here, that's a lot. Sammy, no. These cats are reckless. Gary, really tense. I can barely see your neck. I cannot see your neck, you know, in a matter of fact. Really tense with the shoulders. Feathering with the outside hand. Here, I think that you like, the recovery is better. The recovery will relax. I think that Gary thinking a lot on pushing more with the legs. We're pulling a lot here. See how high we're going right here with the shoulders, how tense we are. I think we need to relax a little bit more, look forward. Sammy, these cuts are reckless. And again, the same thing I was telling Arthur, a little bit more aware of where we finish, a little bit more aware how we finish, how much we tap down, how much like our handle height affects the set, okay? And then D, again, we talked D about how early the blade gets off the water. And I think that sometimes we're kind of rushing a little bit. So see how like, let me start again. See how, take a look at D right quick, okay? See how like, it looks a little bit of a grab. It looks a little bit like, you know, we're grabbing with the oars. And again, I know that this might not be the strong side, but I think that we should hang a little bit more suspension, a little bit more push with the legs to lengthen that stroke. Now finishing all the way in. I can see now that you're finishing a little high, but I really want you to keep working on pairing the blade all the way here. Okay, all the way here. And I know the boat is falling too, so that's not easy to do. Sammy, come here. Come say hi. Come on. Come. It's dinner time. They're so needy. Come on. There's another video right here. Oh, hi, Sammy. Hi, my love. Oh. Here's right before we hit the log. I don't think I got the log on camera. Oof. And then we're trying to just trying to get the camera off. Mira! Okay, so let's take a look at starboard really quick. Let's see if I get some good footage right here. If I'm super picky, I don't know if you can see right here how the drive is starting and the blade still going into the water starboards. Right here, take a look at this couple of frames. See how like the blade is almost here. It should be in right now, but as we put the blade into the water, we push with the legs. We want to place the blade first, and then when it's here, then we push. AJ a little bit high with the right shoulder. Um, the finish looks better. The finish looks like you're finishing a little bit more on the center, but here, see, take a look at your shoulder on the outside, how much we're lifting it. Right here, see, right here. You want to keep the shoulders down. See, Brent does a pretty good job with the shoulder down. So we want to pull that shoulder down all the way, or like Rob, or even Ron. There's some strokes here that they look pretty good. Ron, I think that once we bring the arms in, we lift the shoulder a little bit. So we want to keep an eye on that. But remember, that shoulder on the outside, keep it really low, keep it really controlled, okay? Here we can see another frame of how much of different handle heights there is. Sammy. Can't eat my broccoli. So again, a lot of different handle heights. I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself a little bit. A lot of shoulders, a lot of muscle, right? Quad, I'm gonna talk about your video another time. I'm gonna try to finish the 8. Here's another example too, like we're rowing by 6 and then we go all 8, it gets all wobbly out of the 7. So again, really consistent, really attention to detail. And remember that the boat will be good. Look at this video. This video would be wonderful. It would be wonderful if the rowing was a little bit clean. If the rowing was, if those blades were square up at the same time, going in at the same time. Starboards were doing a pretty good job on the entry, so I'll take that. With how, we kind of have some blades touching the water. We have the boat falling. Blades a little bit high on that one. Yes, a little bit of skying to a little bit of rowing it in. And, I think that on the way back it got better. But I think that we can do it even better than this. I don't know if you can see there. There was a stroke. Let me get that frame real quick. Here, see the different body angles that we got. First frame here. Kind of clumsy catch. Grabbing with the arms there, Brent. No, it's actually good. I see it now, sorry. So see there, D2, a little bit of grabbing with the hands there, how the arm should be a little bit more straight. There, Brent, if I'm super picky, to a little bit more. And again, feathering a little bit into the water there. And then see how we finish. We finish high. And then there's the sequence is a little bit over the place. There. That one looks actually a little better. Can we pull a little bit? So yeah. I hope that everything's clear. I'm gonna end up with this video. Look at this. The sky was so pretty today. With this water, there's no excuses, okay? It's pretty cool water. We're pretty lucky that we have these conditions. As the weather starts getting cold, this will change. It changes every day. It changes every week. So take advantage of waters like this. Waters like these are the best waters to work on technique. Because then when it's windy, then when the waters are rough, that's when we'll need that technique. So again, please be really aware of what you're doing in the boat. Be really aware that the small adjustments are important. And also be aware that I know who watches the videos. I know who does their homework. And I know who asks questions. I know who tries to change things. So yeah, thank you for watching the videos. For the people who watch them. If you don't watch the videos, I know they're a long time. If you don't want to watch the videos, ask me questions. Be interested in doing the change, okay? Because we're going to start hitting fall season. And we want to try to be as efficient as possible. We want to try to be as clean as possible. We want to try to be as fast as possible. Okay? I'm going to end up here. Alrighty, you guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you Thursday.